So good afternoon to everyone. Welcome to Sports Corner PH Interviews on a Wednesday afternoon, March 29. Tuloy-tuloy po ang panayam sa ating mga iba't ibang mga liga, organizations na related sa sports at ngayong Miyerkules makakasama po natin yung Manila Flag Football League. Flag football, hindi po ito rugby football, hindi po ito American football, at hindi rin ito football na sa ibang bansa ang tawag ay soccer. Dahil of course, natapos na ang kanilang Philippine qualifiers na ginanap last March 25 sa PhilSports Pasig, and we're happy to have with them this afternoon upang sabihin natin may pakilala natin itong liga na ito courtesy of the Vice President. Ito, nakikita natin siya sa Jalyo. Nag-trending ba siya because of sabihin natin sustainable projects, pero this time we'll be focusing on sa sports muna tayo, in particular sa flag football. Miss Sarah Carbonell, Ma'am Sarah, magandang hapon po and welcome to Sports Corner PH.
Hi! Thank you so much for having me here. Magandang hapon. Sobrang excited kami na makausap kayo para ma-share din namin yung vision namin for flag football here in the Philippines, lalong-lalo na para sa Manila Flag Football League.
At salamat po sa inyong imbitasyon na makausap po namin kayo upang i-showcase o i-highlight ninyo itong liga na ito, nang sa ganyan magkaroon tayo ng prospective na mga sponsors, hindi kaya mga tumatangkilik nga dito sa sport na ito. Pero una sa lahat, how are you doing right now? Kumusta na po kayo right after this successful event last Saturday? I believe ito yung unang competition or unang event ng MFL for the year 2023.
Yes, that is correct. Actually, sobrang excited. The success was resounding. Ang daming athletes na bago, for one. Ang dami ring spectators, that's the second. And also the fact na meron ng Philippine qualifiers ang flag football dito sa bansa natin was a big win for the country, for the community, and for the sport itself. So, we are on a sport high. yun yung tinatawag namin. We're on a sport high after the championships, after seeing all the teams really play their hearts out. Lahat kami sobrang proud sa lahat ng atletang Pinoy na dumalo at pumunta nung araw na yun, but also for those who made the national selection pool because it's a big deal, Gab. So kaya nga sobrang excited din kaming kausapin ka today.
Si Ma'am Sara nga po ay isang entrepreneur, isang startup owner, isang host ng mga events of course sa society natin. Pero of course, meron kang isa pang job ngayon, Vice President na yon ng Manila Flag Football League. So tell us more about itong Manila Flag Football League. Sino ba yung mga bumuo nito? Paano ito simulan o kinonceptualize ito?
Okay. So, ang flag football sa Pilipinas, no, it's been here for over a decade. And our Director of Sports, Steve Neer, is actually one of the pioneering members of the flag football community. He represented the Philippines informally at the time, went to Malaysia a few times to represent the Philippines, and nanalo sila. And syempre, ang founding body would be our Director of Sports, Steve Neer, myself as the COO, and our CEO, Justine Cordero M, who is a known entrepreneur when it comes to sports also, and one of the very few female executives in this industry. Kaya sobrang proud rin kami because, as you know, sports itself is male-dominated, and to be female-founded is a big deal. Lalong-lalo na for a sport like flag football and here in a country like the Philippines. So yun yung founding body namin. Nagsimula to lahat actually, discussion namin to, 2019. So, I went to my first ever flag football tournament. Pinapanood ko lang si Steve at the time. Naglalaro siya for a different team pa. He was a quarterback. And nakita ko na sobrang interactive ng game, sobrang close ng community, and as a crossover athlete. So, aside from what you mentioned kanina, no, I also competed Muay Thai for NCR before. Siyempre, before the pageant days. I grew up playing football, pero soccer football naman, for CSA Makati. And so sports has always been in my DNA. When I saw the sport, I tried it out and I got hooked to it. Kaso lang naisip ko, sayang naman, ang daming magagaling. Kaso wala namang nakakapansin masyado. Walang wala masyadong nag-uusap about flag football kasi sobrang niche ng sport at ng community. So dun papasok yung experience ko as an entrepreneur. Also, naisip ko na, okay, alam mo, kung meron lang tumaya on our flag football community, if someone actually invested and bet on the athletes that we have, there's a big chance that we can grow it. So lumapit ako ngayon sa isa kong mentor, no, si Miss Justine Cordero M. Parang she's been a good friend and a mentor for many, many years. And I approached her and I said, okay, nag-pitch ako. So ito yung big idea. Flag football is great. Ang dami pang pwedeng patunguhan, pero I need someone with the business experience specifically in sports. So pinag-isipan niya ng maraming buwan, and one day she called me and said that, this is something that we can do together. So nilatag na namin all of our plans, all the gaps that we see in the industry, in the community, how we can help support the sport and the community, kung anong pwede namin gawin, anong training ba ang pwede namin ialay basically sa mga atletang Pinoy, at anong suporta pwede namin ibigay para naman umunlad yung community, umunlad yung sport, and maiangat din natin yung bandila ng Pilipinas sa larangan ng flag football kasi sobrang galing talaga ng atletang Pinoy. Gab, nako, sana nandun ka nung Saturday.
Oo nga kaso nga lang busy tayo sa dami ng mga gawain. Pero at least andito ang ating photographer na si Sir Francis Lumaan, ang ating epe sa photo
Yes.
ng Sports Corner PH na nagsilbi ding chief photographer. At alam ko, nakapost na sa aming Facebook page yung aming mga pictures, no?
Oo, mabilis nga si Sir Francis. Magaling siya.
Alright, tuloy tayo sa tanungan na Ma'am Sara. Ano yung naging main purpose kung bakit meron tayong liga na ganito? I think it is a amateur league pa lang pero in a few years time magiging professional na ito. Kasi alam natin yung mga liga ng flag football lalo na sa mga provinces, unti-unti nang na tumataas yung growth sa mga participants, sa mga manonood. Pero bakit itong MFL ay magkaiba compared dun sa mga iba pa mga flag football leagues, especially sa mga provinces?
Mm-mm. So, ang pinaka-objective namin is to give a bigger platform. Kasi marami ng liga, marami namang tournaments, a lot of places for you to play. Kung yun lang gusto mong gawin, kung gusto mo lang maglaro on a Saturday, dalhin mo yung barkada mo, pumunta kayo sa isang tournament, isang liga, marami naman, may mga options ka. But how do we become more competitive? How do we take our athletes to a higher arena, to a bigger platform? That's where Manila Flag Football comes in, because in the last decade, yung mga tournaments natin ay usually DIY. Kumbaga, pupunta ka lang sa isang field, tapos lalaro kayo, tapos ayun na, kayo-kayo lang rin. And it's the same community over and over again. And with Manila Flag Football, naisip namin na, alam mo, why not introduce the sport to more athletes? Because there's big potential. And nakita namin, through the 3 tournaments that we've mounted, lagi kaming maraming new athletes na sumasali. And yun yung point ng Grow Flag Football in the first place. Kasi kung tayo-tayo lang rin maglalaro, di dyan na lang tayo sa bakod, di ba? So yun yung first talaga, to level it up. Na kung makikita mo, full-on production siya na the moment you register, mafe-feel mo na athlete ka talaga. Na hindi ito random weekend that you just rented out a field and you play with your friends. We actually put in the work to make sure that we give the athletes an experience that they deserve, because they play flag football for 12 hours. They train on days na parang hahanap sila ng oras kung kailan sila pwede mag-training outside of their day job. So it's really a commitment. And how then do we repay it? Paano namin ibabalik sa kanila lahat ng inambag nila sa komunidad? Paano namin ibabalik sa kanila lahat ng effort na pinawis nila, kumbaga? And that's where MFL comes in. So kung makikita mo sa litrato pa lang, Gab, ikumpara mo ang MFL sa lahat ng tournament ng flag football na makita mo sa bansa ever, it's very different. And it's because we really want to raise the bar. We want to bring up the standard, and we're just happy and grateful na lahat ng mga atletang Pinoy nakikita nila yon, yung mga media nakikita din nila yon, kahit yung mga brands nakikita nila na there's big potential in flag football, especially with our athletes and especially in partnership with Manila Flag Football.
Especially nga of course, nakikita natin in every tournament na in-organize ninyo, talagang lalong intense yung level at quality ng competition pa lang. Ang daming mga malalakas na mga teams, ang daming mga matitibay na mga players na napukbukan at of course na bakbakan sa ilalim ng sikat ng araw o di kaya sa gabi. Maglaro ng flag football, ika nga eh.
Oo, matindi talaga ang labanan. So, when it comes to competition, it's unparalleled. I'm very proud to say. Kahit Gab, yung rules namin, iba siya. Hindi siya katulad ng lahat ng flag football tournaments and leagues na currently existing. For example, sa MFL, you only have three downs is what we call it, pero 3 chances after mo umabot sa halfway mark, no? You only have 3 chances para maka-touchdown ka. In most tournaments and most leagues, you have 4. So doon pa lang parang mapapaisip ka na paano ko i-maximize yung 3. Or kunwari, sa round robin pa lang namin, which is very crucial when it comes to your placement and seeding, running time kami. Hindi siya stop clock na every time lalabas yung bola, i-stop mo yung oras. So dire-diretso siya. So talagang you have to make sure that you're always on your A game kasi the moment that you let your guard down or parang hindi ka ready sa next na mangyayari, that can be taken against you by your opponents. So it's really taking it to a next level is a nice way I think of saying it, but it's also honing the Filipino athletes and preparing them for organized sportsmanship.
And what's so special it is dahil of course bukod sa pagsasagawa ninyo ng mga tournaments, para kayo ata yung pinaka-trusted na flag football brand na choice ng ating mga major sponsors, mga potential na sponsors, both local and international brands.
Salamat, sana, thank you.
Oo nga, para makahanap niya ng of course potential sponsors ay kinakailangan mag-level up at mag-exceed yung expectations niyo. Kung sabihin natin, itong MFL ay magiging isa sa mga top tier na mga liga pagdating sa flag football. What about giving back also to the flag football players? Meron ba kayo mga similar na advocacies na ginawa MFL and of course yung grassroots program para sa mga aspiring players na rin and of course yung mga bata natin na nagdanais magturo ng flag football?
So one thing that we are super proud of is because we just started the tradition na pero nung December, kinik off namin yung Santa Bowl. So dahil nga Pasko, at gusto naming mabigyan rin ng oportunidad yung mga atleta namin to be able to give back to something that they believe in through doing what they love. We hosted the very first Santa Bowl. So ang ibig sabihin ng Santa Bowl, basically parang Santa Claus lahat ng MFL athletes kasi sa bawat salo nila within the end zone, yun yung pinaka-goal namin sa flag football. Nag-donate si Consulta MD ng 100,000 pesos worth of healthcare plan sa chosen charity namin. So nung araw na yun, sa lahat ng mga nasalo ng magagaling naming MFL athletes, naka-raise kami ng 12 million pesos worth at dinonate namin yung lahat buo sa community sa Southern Leyte at saka sa Northern Cebu, especially yung mga nasiraan ng bahay dahil sa mga natural calamities. So doon namin talaga unang ibinigay yun.
Okay, prior to this event last weekend, bukod nga doon sa Santa Ball na isa yung charity initiative ng MFL, ano ba yung mga significant activities within the 6 months from its inception?
Significant activities within the community.
Opo.
So we've started, so aside from raising 12 million, which is a big win, I think, when you think about ilang tao ang kilala mo nakagawa nun, ilang atleta ang nakikita mong nakagawa nun, ilang liga ang sa tingin mo nakagawa nun, and for someone who's been here, I mean, a league that's been here for only 6 months to be able to rally that amount, I think is something to be reckoned with. The second one is we started our MFL clinics. So, inopen namin siya to the public para yung mga taong gustong maglaro ng flag football pero hindi pa sila marunong maglaro ng flag football ay they can walk in and learn from our veteran athletes. So that's another one. We're also in talks already for a grassroots program kasi nga alam namin na marami ring maraming Pilipino na pwedeng maging magaling sa flag football kung tinuruan lang sila. So that's something that we're also excited about. And syempre, another Santa Bola is happening this December. So another thing to watch out for, because for sure we're gonna do something that is focused on giving back.
And we added into the main event last Saturday, which is yung MPL Philippine Qualifiers. First up, before yung actual competition, dahil of course, tinawin ito sa Women's Month, just before the qualifiers itself, nagkaroon kayo ng all-women's exhibition. It goes to show na alam natin yung athleticism, yung camaraderie ng ating mga female players ay nangimbabaw, nagiging mausay sila. Kaya of course, it's a perfect thing dahil itinawin ito sa Women's Month. So, sino yung mga sumali ng mga female players dito sa all-women's exhibition game natin?
Actually, we had 4 teams who played. Dalawang field na magkasabay yun. So a total of 48 female athletes, and lahat sila MFL athletes. So mix siya from all the teams, lahat ng mga female athletes na gustong sumali, they were all given the opportunity to play.
And of course, lumipat naman tayo dito sa mismong qualifiers naman. So ilan na po yung sumali ng mga teams na naka-line up dito sa Philippine qualifiers, and looking at the pictures na sinene Francis sa akin, hindi lang pala mga Pinoy yung mga sumali o nakilaok. Pati na rin yung mga foreign enthusiasts. Kaya nga, inopen ng NFL ng pintuan para din naman sa mga foreign players natin, yung parang mga import sa basketball ika.
Tama. Yun. So, ang total number of teams na sumali nung Saturday, meron tayong 10, no? With 15 players on the lineup for every team. So, that's a total of 150 athletes that showed up last Saturday. Out of that 150, we chose the top 38 to join in the national selection pool. So, selection pa lang to. Ibig sabihin, sila yung maglalaban-laban para maka-earn ng spot sa actual national team. Tapos you're right, hindi lang pure Pinoy ang mga kasali. Meron din tayong mga potential imports, because as per the rules of the Philippine Flag Football Association, there is a 20% provision na pinapayagan for every country. So 20% kasi ang maximum nila sa isang lineup is 20 people. So kung ginamit mo yung buong 20 na yun, may 4 kang imports na pwede, for as long as hindi silang lahat magkakasabay on the field. But syempre, kung kunwari, 15 lang yung pinili mo na players, babawas din yung number of imports na pwede mong ipasok. So yun. And
go ahead po. Tuloy po.
Yun, I was just gonna say that, but also these imports, number one, are highly vetted, na kailangan may residency sila in the Philippines and have been here for at least a year and have been well integrated within the MFL community.
So bago ko tanungin yung assessment sa mismong competition na yun last Saturday, yung mismong liga ay sanctioned pala ng Philippine Flag Football Association, which is actually, yan ba yung recognized na yun ng both PSC and of course the POC?
Yes, so we are in talks with the Philippine Sports Commission, and they have been supporting Manila Flag Football and the initiatives of PFFA, yes.
Okay, so let's go to our assessment and observations dito sa torneo. Talaga naman makikita natin na gaano ka-intense yung ating mga players every time na magkakaroon ng mga close matches, and of course yung eye spirit ng mga players natin, especially yung mga nagtatangka na makuha yung spot sa Philippine team. And we also give credit also to the winning teams, like yung nag-champion dito, yung Team New Era. And their MVP ay si Sak Tibodeo. Tama ba yung pronunciation natin?
Hindi po siya yung MVP, si Quinn Hager po ang MVP.
Si Quinn Hager. Pero siya yung team captain.
Yes, and female MVP po natin si Tessa Jones. Importante po kasi na alam nila na inclusive po tayo sa MFL, hindi lang po isang MVP, kailangan po both genders are represented.
Ayun. So, ang naiiba kasi sa MFL, sa mga ibang liga, yung MVP, isang babae, isang lalaki. Para at least equal opportunities na ibibigay natin sa ating mga players natin na mga nag-stand out na sa competition. So yung assessment nyo po with regards na dun sa tournament natin na speaker.
In terms of assessment, what do you want to know?
Yung of course yung observations and of course yung ano yung mga reactions ninyo on how this tournament happened?
We are very happy with the turnout of the tournament. Actually, in flag football history, ito yung pinakamadaming spectators na nakita ng flag football community, as in may mga tao sa stands, ganon. Na nakaka-proud kasi that's how you know that you're really growing the sport and the community. Number two, yung level of competition, ang galing kasi ang daming new teams na sumasali at nakikilahu sila talaga, as in lumalaban sila sa mga veteran teams at talagang they don't give up the fight, they don't give up the game, and they play their hardest on the field. So sobrang nakaka-proud. And the third one is when it comes to neck between two veteran teams, as expected, it was very tough, laging close yung games. Ang dami, meron pa kaming mga athletes na dumayo pa galing Cebu, galing Olongapo, para lang maging parte ng Philippine qualifier. So that's another observation that we're very happy to see. And in general, the fact that every MFL athlete roots for their co-athlete kahit na magkakaiba silang team, I think that is one of the best things to see, as a founder and watching these athletes play together on the field, because at the end of the day, we're all going to be representing the same flag, the same country, and yun. Sobrang sarap ng pakiramdam na nakikita na lahat sila talagang pinupush forward yung causes ng isa't isa.
And even yung mga nagte-training ng mga national athletes sa loob ng PhilSports, talagang nanonood sila at yung pinapanood niya dito sa flag football na yun.
Ang dami. So there were people from the swim team, there were people in the basketball arena even. Lahat sila lumabas, pumunta sila sa field para lang panoorin yung qualifiers.
And of course, after the event, more than 37 athletes ang napili nyo based sa inyong selection process. Naipili yung karapat-dapat na may pasama sa mga sa training pool, yung mga top performance natin during the event. Nakapost na po sa FB page. Sa FB page ninyo yung kompletong listahan kasi kulang sa oras kaya hindi ko mababanggit isa-isa yung pangalan nila. Pero so level up na talaga siguro yung flag football with this development na magkakaroon na tayo ng sariling national team, ang of course Pilipinas flag football.
Oo. That's something to look forward to. So I hope lahat ng taong nanonood dito, sana supportahan nyo ang national team ng Pilipinas. Maglalaro kami sa May 27 to 28 sa Clark Parade Grounds. Sana po kung kaya nyo pumunta doon, supportahan nyo kami. Dala kayo ng flag para ma-feel ng Team Philippines na yung buong bansa ay binubuhat sila patungo sa championship.
And of course, yung mga members natin ay mag-undergo pa ng training camp o boot camp.
Yes.
I think month-long ito under yung Director for Athletics, si Mr. Steve Nair. Kung saan, 20 out of 37 lang ang mapipili, unpicked, para isama doon sa final lineup na ipapadala po, sabihin natin yung Challenge Cup ng PFFA.
Championship Cup.
Championship Cup. Championship Cup po. Looks like challenging talaga yung magiging selection process. Titignan ni Coach Steve yung mga kainaan, kalakasan ng mga players na sa gayon ay meron tayong mapipili na 20-man team natin na ipapadala doon sa Clark.
Matindi talaga yung magiging proseso ngayon kasi ang gagaling ng athletes natin, and even yung national selection pool pa lang, ang hirap na for the selection committee to really choose the top. What more to drill it down to a maximum of 20 athletes. So
okay, so kailan mag-uumpisa mismo yung training camp mismo up until yung mismong competition which is happening end of May?
Okay, so it's a boot camp, so it's not a month-long continuous thing. There will be trainings that's separate, but it's to be announced, and that's exclusive information for our athletes kasi kailangan sila yung pinakaunang makalaman.
Okay, so maintindihan natin yan. And of course, awagan natin yung mga latest developments with regards nga dito sa mga pagpili nga ng ating mga players sa national team. What do we expect from the sporting public, especially yung mga followers natin? 26,000 followers ng Sportscore.ph to watch their games live, even sa social media, express their support to the new league, yung ating national team, para magiging busy na kayo in a few months, pero for sure gagawa kayo ng paraan para mailapit pa sa mga tao ang flag football, especially yung mga nakatira sa Metro Manila and even in the provinces as well.
Well, the first one no is kung kaya niyo pong suportahan yung mga atleta natin, please do so. The first step is really just following Manila Flag Football on Facebook and on Instagram para po alam niyo yung pinakahuling balita and makapunta kayo kung may open training. Sana pwede rin kayong dumalo para matutunan niyo yung sport na pinakamamahal namin. At syempre, if we also have outside engagement, pwede niyo rin pong suportahan yan. If you want to see meron din po kasi kaming MFL ambassadors, they will be there. Like I said, we're brewing up another impact-driven partnership. So if that's something that is already launched, pwede rin po natin i-invite yung mga followers ng Sports Corner, no? Para pwede lang panoorin yung veteran athletes natin, turuan yung mga batang Pinoy na future athletes din natin. Yun. And syempre kung interested kayong sumali sa MFL or kung gusto niyo matuto ng flag football, wag po kayong mahiya, mag-DM lang po kayo sa Manila Flag Football on Instagram.
And my last question before we end, because it's Women's Month at nataon pa na ang founder mismo ng Manila Flag Football League ay isang babae. Palaban ng
Dalawang babae.
abante babae, syempre. Maybe you could have a message sa ating mga kababaihan, especially working on the sidelines sa larangan ng sports. Ano yung mensahe niyo?
Siguro the first one is do not work on the sidelines because you deserve to, you're very talented and you deserve to create platforms for other women but also for men alike. At sana po yung larangan ng sports is something that we all get to practice na hindi lang pang lalaki, hindi lang pang babae, sa ating lahat po, no? Kasi health is something that we all deserve and to be able to play a highly competitive sport is something that both genders can do. And kung di po kayo naniniwala, living proof po dahil po ang pinakamalaking flag football tournament sa bansa ay founded by 2 women and I play flag football. Fun fact. So if you think you can't do it, please just join one of our tournaments, join one of our clinics, and we're more than happy to teach you the sport that we all love para po ma-welcome kayo, warm welcome po kayo ng community ng MFL.
Ayos, para tayo nasa Q&A, syempre. Si Ma'am Sara po.
Wala pa yun. Okay.
Beauty Queen, ika nga. Dating Beauty Queen si Ma'am Sara.
Thanks, Gab.
But before we wrap up this episode at magbigay niyo yung last words, of course, i-promote nyo na yung MFL sa ating mga followers at supporters ng SCPH. Magpo-top muna tayo. So thumbs up and smile as a sign of victory and success. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Thank you, Ms. Sara, for joining us today. And of course, as we end this episode, baka pwede niyong imbitahan ang ating mga followers natin para manood at suportahan ang Team Pilipinas sa darating na PFFA Championship Cup and of course sa iba pang activities ng Manila Flag Football League at magpasalamat na rin sa ating mga sponsors at mga believers ng ating ligang ito.
Yun, sige. So yan, sa lahat po ng nanonood, maraming salamat at nanood kayo. Pangalawa po, kung kaya niyo pong suportahan ang Team Pilipinas, sobrang ma-appreciate namin yan. All you have to do is visit our website. That's www.manilaflagfootball.com. We're also on Instagram and we are on Facebook. Meron po tayong magiging national team. This is the first ever sa history ng Pilipinas. So sana po masuportahan nyo sila sa ating mga kababayan from the North. Meron po kaming international championships that's happening this May 27 to 28 sa Clark Parade Grounds. So doon po nangyari yung SEA Games last time. So sana makadalo kayo, suportahan nyo nyo kami. At of course, sa ating mga kababayan na taga La Union naman, we will be there this August for a beach flag football tournament, something that we're all excited about. And of course, pwede nyo pong panoorin, pwede po kayong matuto, pwede po kayong sumuporta, and we would be more than happy to have you guys on MFL grounds. Ayun, maraming salamat, Gab, and of course, sana po we can grow flag football in the Philippines together, one initiative at a time.
And of course, ang Sports Corner PH ay katuwang nyo lagi sa pag-promote at bibigay ng suporta nga sa lahat ng mga activities ng MFL sa pamamagitan ng ating mga promotions, and of course sa magagandang kuha ng ating chief photographer natin na si Francis Luma. Kaya believe tayo initiatives natin para makatulong naman sa ating mga sports na hindi masyadong kilala. At mukhang maiimbitahan ako ng isang university para mag-interview doon sa college degree, parang college thesis nila. Kaya we could expect that it's gonna be bigger and better things to come in flag football, lalo na meron tayong liga na specific for this sport, and ma-showcase natin yung opportunities na may bibigay at yung mga skills ng mga players natin, especially sa lalong flag football. Ma'am Sara, thank you so much and hope you have a great day. Ingat lagi and stay safe, lalo na mainit ang panahon. And of course, huwag kalimutan yung health natin, lalo na pag may mga outdoor activities tayo. Medyo mainit na sa labas, pero mag-ingat po tayo sa heat stroke at kailangan uminom ng mas maraming tubig. Thank you so much, Ms. Sara, at ingat po tayo lahat. Bye-bye po. Maraming salamat po.
Salamat.
Salamat.